Everybody, my name is David. I'm a Coke Play Frontier from the Genesis group. Today, I just want to tell you guys that it's really important to get yourself prepared. Things are not looking good in the economy with the supply shortage and everything. Inflation's at an all-time high. And so for me, I'm not your financial advisor, but for me, is more of a reason why I am sticking with Coke Play coins as a hedge against what's to come. Okay, so here, this is how bad supplies are right now. This is the Washington Post. It says, don't rant about short-staffed stores and supply chain woes. Try to lower expectations. This is crazy. The Washington Post is telling you that don't worry that the shelves are getting refilled after people are buying goods. Just lower your expectations. Don't expect to be able to buy supplies. That's what they're telling you. That is just absolutely crazy. And so here's higher inflation squeezing the US consumers as food prices, rents accelerate. All right? I mean, let's see, US consumer prices increased solidly in September as Americans pay more for food, rent, and a range of other goods, putting pressure on Biden administration to urgently resolve strained supply chains which are hampering economic growth. Okay? And you see this. Now, I want you guys to look at this is shadow stats. In America right now, the CPI that they use, the Consumer Price Index, is really, it should be called the CPI, the one they're using, or the Consumer Propaganda Index, because it's a lot worse than what you think it is. Even if you go by the 1990s, okay, in fact, let me refresh this. This is just, okay. If you went by the CPI that they use in the 1990s, inflation is hovering around 9%. And if you use the consumer price index based on how they were measuring inflation back in the 1980s, we're like 13 point something percent, closing 14% maybe. Okay? That's how high inflation is if we were to measure back in the 1980s. All right? Who knows, by beginning of next year, we might be reaching 15% if we use the inflation based on the 1980s. If you look at this, I tell you what, there's a major shortage. And this is honestly, I hate to say it, but if you live in a country like United States where you have a shortage in supplies, your government, unfortunately, whether they knew it or not, made this situation happen, because a shortage supply doesn't happen overnight. It happened for like the past year where the government was paying 25% of American workers more money to stay home than the money they would have made if they went to work. And so you have less people, less truckers, less people in the supply line going back to work because they're getting paid more. And on top of that, now that that funding has stopped, where the government's not paying people to stay at home, or some people, I guess, I don't know, it all depends on the state, I guess. Now President Biden has made a vaccine mandate where you cannot work if you don't get vaccinated. So now you have anti-vaxxers who refuse to go back to work because they don't want to get vaccinated, which is going to cause another shortage in labor in the supply chain, which is going to force consumers have to pay additional inflated price. See, you're going to have inflation anyway from the money supply. Okay? You're going to have inflation from the money supply because they printed so much money. And then after printing so much money, All right, this is the debt. Well, they're going to raise the debt ceiling. You don't have to worry about that. After printing so much money, you have so few goods on the market that you have more currency chasing fewer goods, causing even more inflation. So if you're just an average Joe, it's going to cost you more money to buy products, which means your purchasing power is less, which is basically the same thing as the government just taking your money from you, literally, because that's what they did. And now in the future, what's going to happen is because the government intervened in the free market of getting people to not work and forcing people from being able to work, from getting vaccines, the entrepreneurs, the tech companies are going to match the needs of the market to use AI and automation to replace workers. So rather this happens next 6 months, a handful of years, you're going to see more automation replacing physical workers, because that's what the entrepreneurs are going to do. Entrepreneurs are there to fix problems in the market. Even when the government intervenes and makes those problems, the entrepreneurs will try to fix the problems that the government makes by intervening. And what's going to happen in the future is you're going to have less people being able to find jobs, because those jobs have been replaced by automation, by machines and AI technology. And then you're going to have more people dependent on the government. And what's going to happen is those people are going to be upset that they can't buy homes, they can't get loans from the banks, that their money is getting weaker from inflation because they can't purchase goods. And so, this is going to get worse in the future. And what I'm doing, once again, I'm not your financial advisor, I'm just telling you what I'm doing. I am staking in KOK-COINs. Why? Right now, yeah, KOK-COINs on a downtrend, but it's not really a downtrend. It is really, right now, the way I look at KOK-COIN is it had a big peak up to $3. Was it $3.30, $3.22 or something, and it's going down. But this is what KOK-COIN does. Look at this one. It went from $2.50 down to $1.93. All it is just stabilizing. It's just, to me, if I look at this chart, if I'm being honest with the chart, KOK-COIN's still going to continue to go up. For me to say that KOK-COIN is not going to go up is from the all-time high of, let's say, $3.22. KOK-COIN has to break down down to like $2. And I'll say that's it. The trend is over. But here from $3.22 to, whatever, $2.80 is nothing. If you look at the percentage here to there, it's around similar. It's similar. You had this big bump, you had it going down, you had these big drive up here, and then it went down. You see it here, you saw it here. I mean, come on, you saw it go up to like 80 cents, 79 cents basically, to 53 cents. So if you look at the percentage wise of the rise and drop, going from 320 to 280 is not a big deal. It's not a big deal. KOK-COIN, to me, it still has plenty of up room. It's okay. It's just stabilizing. It hasn't even broken down to these levels. It's still at here. So KOK-COIN, in the past has done that. So it's no big deal. I mean, just look here. It went up to 212 and back down into these levels, and even went under. And if I look at this chart, that's all it's doing is just same pattern as the past. And if I look at KOK-COIN, within a year, it has over 1,000%. In price, it increased 1,000% in a year. In a year, Well, the inflation, despite how bad it is, which I'm going to go by shadow stats in the 1980s, which makes around, like 14%, 13 to 14% inflation. Well, KOK-COIN is a great hedge against it. And so once again, I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm telling you what I'm doing, and I am staking a KOK-COIN, and I gave you the reasons why. All right. So that's it, everyone. I've showed you what the media is trying to prepare our minds, whether you live in America or different parts of the world, or even maybe, well, Korea, we don't have that issue too. It's not a big issue yet, so I hope it doesn't. But the way I look at it is they're trying to prepare your mind to get ready for even a bigger shortage of goods and supplies. So they're saying lower your expectations. Why? Because they want you to be mentally prepared for even a bigger shortage in the future. That's crazy. Imagine that. I mean, you think about that, just how much America, it's just sad. I mean, it's not just America. You see it in Europe, you see it in England, but it shouldn't be like this. So when you have more currency chasing fewer products, the price of those products in terms of currency will go up. And so your purchasing power will go down holding that currency. And so you want something that can hedge against the inflation, something that'll go up in value like the products that you need to buy in order to survive. And for me, I see, KOK-COINs as a currency that goes up in value and goes up with the pace, if not better, than the inflation pace of the goods and services that we purchase. All right, everyone. If you're new to the channel, please hit subscribe, hit the like. If you want to join KOK Play, go to Play Store, hit KOK space PLAY, and right here, QAABIRWL. You're going to need a recommendation code. Please use mine. All right, everyone. If you're in a KOK family, please, everyone, be prepared. You might want to buy some food. I'm not saying go hoard, but you want to be prepared. Okay, everyone. And yeah, please stay safe out there. God bless you guys, okay? God bless y'all. KOK-COIN.